welcome to my update from El Salvador. So I'm here in El Salvador now for about 10 days. I was hosting a panel at Adopting Bitcoin. We were talking about new revenue models for content creators that are being enabled by the Lightning Network, and how Bitcoin is more and more via the Lightning Network becoming a monetary network also for daily payments and money as a means of payment. And then there was also the La BitConf conference, which is the oldest Latin American Bitcoin conference. I did an interview with Rodolfo Andrañez, the organizer and main initiator, in my last podcast episode. It was also a great conference. I was able to do an interview with Elizabeth Stark, CEO of Lightning Labs, on stage. And also I gave a talk about the art of learning Bitcoin. If you go to anita.link/start, you can find the talk there, and also all the links to resources that help you get to learn more about Bitcoin. One of these resources, of course, is my own book, which is now also available in Spanish. You can get it on Amazon or in your local bookstore. You have to tell them you want it, and then they can order it. It's sadly not available in Mexico or here in El Salvador. No, sorry, it's available in Mexico, but it's not yet available in Portuguese. So for Brazil, for instance, it's not available yet. But you can also order it, I think, in Mexico over Amazon. And you could also order the ebook on my website, which is called learnbitcoin.link. And then you can order the ebook for Satoshis. Okay, what do I want to do today? So it's almost end of November, and I would like to do some predictions, New Year's predictions. What will happen in Bitcoin in 2022? This is, of course, just a little bit of insecure, because, I mean, how should I know what the future will bring? But I'm not doing a price prediction. That's not my style. I'm going to talk about the technical developments and what I think will happen in the Lightning Network. So in early 2021, I tweeted that I think that 2021 will be the year where Lightning payments will take off. I didn't say any number, but as of September, we saw that the Lightning Network capacity grew exponentially. In end of September, October, we had about 3,000 Bitcoin in the Lightning Network, which is a exponential increase from 2020 to 2021. And also the number of payments has increased. What does this mean? It means that there are now so many Bitcoin in the Lightning Network that the liquidity is much better. Higher liquidity is good because then money velocity goes around, and people really can use Bitcoin in a fast way. And also the Lightning Network enables microtransactions. So basically, people in emerging countries who don't have a high income, who have to live from maybe $200 a month, they can't afford Bitcoin blockchain transactions because sometimes the transaction fees are very high. And so it's much better for them to be able to send money via Lightning. It's basically very fast, very, very cheap, and you don't need to wait for a confirmation like you do on the Bitcoin blockchain. The other possibility that the Lightning Network brings are new revenue models for content creators. So, for instance, as an example, there's podcasting 2.0. My podcast has this activated too. So if you, for instance, as a listener, use the Breeze Tech wallet or the Fountain app or the Sphinx Chat app, you can subscribe to my podcast just like in any other podcast player. But you can also say, okay, now I want to send 10 Satoshis per minute to Anita because I like her content and I want to contribute. There's no subscription. You don't have a membership or something for every month. You just pay on the go for the things you consume. So the Breeze wallet, for instance, you put some Satoshis in there, and from that you can send streaming money to me. You can also boost parts of the content. So if I say something that you really like, then you can push a button, send me 100 sats extra, and also put in a note and say, hello, Anita, I like that, or something like that, which is great because enables me as a content creator that I get feedback from you directly, and all that without the need of a payment intermediary like PayPal, for instance, or Visa credit cards, which all take a very high fee and leave me with less. And the great thing also about this is that I could say, okay, I'm not only a podcaster, I also have freelancers. So maybe I have an editor, and I could then say, from the Satoshis you send me, or like 5%, for instance, automatically go into the wallet of my editor, which is also great for accounting because I don't have to do that. I don't have to send the money extra, like as it's now. So, and there are many other new possibilities to earn money through Lightning. So it's not only podcasting, it's also via YouTube, on Twitter. I think we will see that Twitter integrates Lightning for tipping into its infrastructure natively. So for instance, there are also browser plugins worked on, where you can load this browser plugin with a little bit of Bitcoin. And then when you surf a website, a blog, you read an article, you can also send money automatically to the content creator. It's all an alternative. So you don't have to, you're not forced to do it, but you can do it if you want. And there might also be some paywalls, so that you only can open an article when you send, let's say, 1,000 Satoshis to the content creator. And these possibilities are available globally. You don't need to ask anyone to do it. You don't need to be a company to do it, because sometimes you have to be a company to be able to have payment infrastructure with Stripe or with PayPal. And so it will open many possibilities for people globally to earn Bitcoin over the internet. So now, another thing I think will happen is that there will be another country after El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. It doesn't need to be adopted as legal tender. I think it would be enough if one country says, okay, we are putting effort in educating our communities and our people about Bitcoin because we only have the US dollars and we want to gain more self-sovereignty from the US. I could imagine that one of the first countries is one that also only has the US dollar as currency and doesn't have its own currency. Panama, for instance, is one of those countries. Panama also doesn't have a central bank. Also, Guatemala, I think Guatemala has said something about they might adopt. Ecuador doesn't have its own currency, and East Timor, as far as I think or I know. So I guess it's a great way not only for individuals to gain more self-sovereignty, but also for nation states. And I think that maybe one or two other countries, maybe the Ukraine, will adopt it. Another thing I see coming, and mainstream economists always told us, inflation is transitory. I don't think that this ever was that way, because like 2 years ago, when the pandemic started, the first Bitcoiners said this will be an inflationary event, printing all those money, all those US dollars and euros, more US dollars than euros actually, but also euros, to put it into the economy will result in more inflation. So now it's the first time that the President Biden admitted in a way the inflation, the high inflation, by saying we have to do something against it. So I think that this will go on because now we are in the fourth wave of the pandemic in Europe. Austria, my home country, is in lockdown again. I fear that Germany might be next. And this, of course, has a huge impact on the local economies. And we will see more inflation, and which will be a reason why more people will look into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a monetary asset, a digital asset that cannot be inflated. So there can never be more than 21 million Bitcoin. And so you don't have this devaluation through money supply. Of course, it always can happen, and it will happen, that Bitcoin's price goes up and down and up and down. But if you look at a logarithmic scale and look from 2009 on until today in 2021, you only see it going upwards. And I think that this also will happen in the future. So as long as you think long term, and I think that should be 3 to 5 years, you will see an increase, or at least you will not lose money as you do with fiat currency inflation. So yeah, I mean, that's it for a short episode, a short video about Bitcoin and Lightning in 2022. Lightning Network unleashes Bitcoin and enables it to become a monetary network. Bitcoin is a fantastic store of value, but you can't spend it that easily from the Bitcoin blockchain, from the base layer. But with Lightning, we will see more liquidity, more velocity, more speed in transactions. Money can flow around, and there will be more of a Bitcoin economy in the next year. I'm excited to see a lot of new innovations in the Lightning space. And yes, I wish you all the best for 2022, and see you next time. Bye.